This is video number 2 that I wanted to do to give you some information on the self-testing so you'll have an understanding of how to do that before our first session. So I know on the end of the last one I started talking about what it is, how we were going to get into communication with the subconscious mind using some very specific muscle testing. So let's start by me showing you the hand position that you're going to use to do this. Now, there are many different ways to do self-testing. You might have one actually that you'd use now, maybe for food allergies and things. Some people do the O-ring, where they take their hand like this and they try and press through and see if it'll go through. Some people use doing this where it's a sticky finger. But I found for psych, here's the way that seems to be most effective. I'm going to stand up here because I want to show you what we do with our hands. So I actually will have you put your hand, like one hand, right over the navel area. So you can kind of, it just feels very supportive. And we're going to use our pointer finger for the testing. Okay, the pointer finger's up. You're going to take the other hand and you're going to lock it here too, thumb and little finger. So everything is really supported. And the testing finger is going to be one finger, pointer finger, over the other. And you're just going to be pressing on this first part of the knuckle. So you'll press there and you're going to feel whether or not you can push it down easily. I'll kind of go closer, whether you can push it down easily or not. Now, the next thing to know is you're going to have your hands sitting there. I'll move back so you can see this. Before you do anything, you're going to be looking straight ahead. So your chin is parallel to the floor, but your eyes are looking down. That is a huge thing you have to pay attention to, eyes looking down. Eyes looking down will allow you to access your subconscious mind. Isn't that amazing? So the very first question that I'll ask and then you'll test is, we ask, think about something or someone that you love. And when you're in the feeling, I'll say, let me know. So let's say you think about somebody in the feeling, good. And then I'll say, okay, now test. And so you'll just try to press down just gently. This isn't a big hard thing. It's just a small, gentle tug. And you'll see that the knuckle is strong. You won't really be able to press it down. Then I'll say, think about something or someone that you dislike. And when you're in the feeling, let me know. Now at the same time, I'm going to be testing just to make sure we're getting the same answers, because sometimes it's easier for somebody else, especially when it gets into things that are more emotional, right? So looking down, eyeballs down, you'll test something or someone that you dislike. Good, and test. And you can see with me, my knuckle went down. So I'll know that's, strong and weak. Felt good, I'm happy, I love it. Don't like it, dislike, weak. The next thing I'm going to say is, say my name is, and I want you out loud to say my name is whatever your name is. So I'll do it for Renee. My name is Renee. And then I'll test, very strong. And then I'll say, think that you're a man or the opposite sex and say, my name is George, or just give another name. So my name is George. Automatically that finger goes down because my subconscious knows I'm not George. Okay. The last questions you have is you want to say silently to yourself. I'll say it out loud so you hear it. Yes, 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 yes. So you'll know what a yes is. Then test, strong. And no, 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 test. You'll go weak. And that's the testing. So as long as we have that, you'll be able to feel what is a strong feeling, a yes. What is it? If it's a no, it's weak. And you'll then be able to get a sense of how it feels. Now sometimes if you find that you're not getting really clear answers, everything could be strong. Your name is Renee and your name is George could both be strong. In that case, what we know is that you're overstimulated. And so I'll put you in what we call a whole brain position, which is crossing your legs at the ankle. Then you take your hands, you intertwine them, and you cross here so everything's crossed. We call this the whole brain posture. And you'll just shut your eyes for a few minutes and sit there. and that usually helps rebalance the energy system, and then we come back out and do it again. The other thing is it's important to be hydrated, so you want to have some water or some liquid to be drinking. You want to drink, you really want to drink before the session to make sure that you're hydrated, because this is an energy system. And energy, how is energy circulated? Right through liquid. You have to be hydrated. So sometimes if you're not hydrated or you get dehydrated when we're doing this, we start to find our answers don't make sense. And then we retest with the 3 communication questions. And if we're either too stimulated or not enough, then we adjust from there. It's very powerful and very accurate. So that's how we're going to self-test. So again, I'm going to surrogate for you so that I can test too, especially on some of the more emotional issues. Okay? Once we know that our subconscious, we're in communication, then what we're going to do is we're going to create some benefit statements based on our conversations together. I'm just going to use one just so you can see. Let's say we're working on losing weight, okay, since that's, something that I typically have a lot of clients working on. And let's just say the benefit statement is, I deserve to be at my ideal weight, okay? So what we're going to be doing is testing to see if the subconscious agrees with that. I deserve to be at my ideal weight. Obviously, as the subconscious does not agree, we're never going to end up at our ideal weight, right? The subconscious will make sure that that's not happening. So we're doing it in the positive, right? I deserve to be at my ideal weight. So I'll do it and you'll do it. Your eyeballs will look down and you'll say out loud, I deserve to be at my ideal weight. And then we'll test. Now, I've already done all these on myself, so I'm strong. But most likely, if that's an issue for you, your finger will go weak, okay? And then you'll know, wow, I don't have subconscious support for that. The next thing we're going to ask is, we're going to say the statement, it is safe and appropriate to balance for this goal now. And then you test. And if it's safe, it'll be strong. Sometimes it's not safe and it'll go weak. If a statement is tested that it's weak in the subconscious, we test it's safe and appropriate. If it is not safe and appropriate, we never balance for that. We find another way to go in. Okay, and a lot of times that can happen. The subconscious is not ready. It's too strong a statement. It's not ready to go from here to there yet. So we find other statements that we test for. And so you'll see that happen. The next thing is, I will ask, this requires a back to the future for this goal. And if it's strong, then we know we're going to do a process that's called VAC, V-A-K. Now, V-A-K stands for visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, okay? So what we'll do then is I will have you come up with 3 visualizations that if you were, let's say, deserved to be at your ideal weight, okay? If that's where it was, the subconscious was there, everything was good, you deserved to be at your ideal weight, 3 pictures that you could give to your subconscious mind to show that that is what you would want it to look like, okay? Because the subconscious is very literal and it thinks in pictures. Isn't that interesting? That's why we have to give it a visual. That's one of the reasons that visualizations do work really well when you're trying to change a behavior. It does take a little bit of time, but what you're doing is you're giving that subconscious an absolute picture. This is what it will look like, okay? And I will make you stick to those 3 pictures, and they will be very clear and very literal, okay? So we'll do that. That's the visual. Then auditory, we'll say, what is it that you would then hear somebody say to you about that? What is it that you would say to yourself about that? And then we'll get into a kinesthetic place where if it's ever happened where you see yourself and you're feeling like you deserve it and you're at that place, you can close your eyes and we'll talk about where in the body you feel that. So you get really, really clear. You are giving your subconscious every opportunity to know exactly what it is you want from it. Then we go back and retest the statement. Sometimes just doing that will make a change. The subconscious now understands what it is that you're looking for. sometimes it won't, and then we will go into the different balances and ask which balance it is that's going to be the most appropriate to shift you in that. And we won't get into that now. We'll do it with you as you see each balance. Once that balance is done, then we test to make sure that the process is complete. And once it is, then we go back in, have you look down, say the statement again, and see, you'll be blown away that all of a sudden you are strong as a rock for that particular subconscious belief, and that means it's been changed. And it has been changed, and it will stick unless something traumatic happens that might make it shift again, and you can retest it various times. Now, this seems so simplistic, I realize, but it is so powerful in its effect, and I want you to know that even through science, we now have different brain scans that have shown what the brain looks like before the brain balance and after. Different parts of the brain, the frontal lobe, is lit up in different colors. We know that actually the subconscious does change these beliefs. It is so powerful. And then obviously you'll start to see your life shift and change, but without all the willpower and discipline, it will just happen automatically because you have this subconscious belief. So I hope that these videos pre-session help. You might want to play with it a little bit so that you can start getting your feeling of the self-testing and start coming up with just some things that you want to work on in the first session. And from there, we'll be able to go right into your brain balances. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and I look forward to working with you.